Video has been circulating on social media and has sparked mixed reactions because it shows a herd of cows casually strolling in front of the World Trade Center complex there. Now, that building, which is a skyscraper, is comprised of offices, luxury apartments, and more. And in this video, a man calls the cows movement in Nigeria's capital a shame to the nation while begging FCT Minister Wike to intervene. Let's watch.
The whole World Trade Center. See, cows are moving around. Wike, you have to do something about this. What is happening? World Trade Center and cows are moving around. This is a shame. This is a shame to Nigeria.
Now, I'll just take one quick reaction from Skill, who says, "It's good you all want to trend. Abuja was a Fulani community before IBB decided to turn it into the federal capital. He didn't end open grazing before doing so. It's the reason why you'll always see cows in Abuja." Another person, Sheyi, said, "Nothing says World Trade Center Abuja like a free-range cattle parade on the pavement. Truly living the dream in Africa's giant, where cows have more right of way than cars. Modern Nigeria at its finest." And I'll take our next story because as we talk about our roads and what's going on in the public domain, a new video also surfaced on social media on Thursday evening from Lagos, which features two men as they come up to a driver in Lagos traffic, harass him, then proceed to rip his side mirror off of the car. And we'll play the video for you in a moment because the driver records the entire incident. He sees the men, they bang his window, they bang his mirror as well before then removing it from the car. And in his caption on social media, he says they ran away when they saw him recording. But, you know, a lot of the comments on social media have to do with wondering where Federal Road Safety Corps are in moments like this, especially since clearly it happened in broad daylight. Now, Vimbai, I'll come to you on both of those stories. Abuja, cows just walking in front of the World Trade Center in the Central Business District. And then Lagos just having this brazen theft of someone's window. I mean, how should we be seeing these two stories?
I mean, goodness, let's start with the cattle, because this is a contentious issue that continues to resurface in various platforms. If you see the debate around it in the Senate, for example, you realize how passionate people get about the rights of cows and the freedom of movement of cows in and around Nigeria. If you look at it from a foundational place, you understand that, okay, there are issues such as climate change. Some extremists will go as far as saying that this is the Fulanization, the herders that are overrunning the nation and have filtered as far down as southwest and even southeast, even south-south. In fact, you hear stories about herders, who are armed with their weapons and so forth. Now, to make an important distinction, not all herders are Fulani and not all herders are militant in nature. However, when we see many of the crimes that have been perpetuated, especially on farms in rural areas, it's usually we see a lot of, let me not say usually, that's the wrong word. We see a lot of crimes perpetuated by gun-wielding herders. Now, the conversation around ranching and so forth, in this instance, people are appealing to the Minister of FCT. Today, I disagree. This is not his purview. We have a Ministry of Livestock. The Ministry of Livestock was created specifically because we have these persistent run-ins between cattle herders and farmers and various members of society. And the idea was that, okay, as controversial as it is, it's time for us to evolve into ranching. But at the development of that ministry, when they did their findings, it was led by Professor Mahmoud Jega, who is now going into diplomatic service, former chairman of INEC. The findings were that it would take them a decade. They said they need 10 years for Nigeria to transition into ranching, which sounds absolutely shocking, especially given that this is one of the prerogatives that was listed. When Donald Trump decided to pay attention to Nigeria and insecurity, we realized that if we're to create ranching, we can at least solve one problem. Let's stop associating herders with the criminality and banditry and terrorism and so forth. Let's know who the genuine ones are and the ones who are not. But again, this always faces pushback because, like I said, there are those who advocate for the rights of cows.
Right.
in this country. And there are those who feel that cows should have just as much right of free movement across Nigeria as human beings. And this is what we now find ourselves. The capital city of the giant of Africa being overrun by cows. It's unfortunate, and I hope at some point common sense will prevail. These cows will be a lot healthier and will catch a much higher profit if they're in a well-established ranch where they have access to all the grass and so forth. As for the insecurity on the roads, you know, I remember Lagos went through, the video is from Lagos State, right? Lagos went through a phase where there was a lot of crime, and then it was wiped out, I believe under the Fashola administration. A lot of this was wiped out. Now it's unfortunate that given the economic pressures that are faced not just in Lagos, across the whole nation, we're seeing the resurgence of petty crime, all these kinds of thugs, all this. This is a sign of a breakdown in society. Yeah. This is a sign of an increase in poverty. Yes, all societies have criminals of this nature, but I'm just saying the resurgence of some of these crimes. I used to live in Johannesburg, and I feel so much safer in Lagos than I do in Johannesburg. Johannesburg, you can't even drive with your handbag in your car. You have to put it in the boot. And I loved that when I moved to Lagos, you could drive very freely and not worry about these things. Now, for us to start to, you know, degenerate to a place where potentially we now have to sort of clutch our pearls when we're driving is unfortunate. And it has been on, and special attention needs to be paid to
your
it.
Window?
Yes. In fact, that day, thank God I had money with me. I just had to hand them out money. So I've been robbed like that. It's what's happened in Lagos. But I know where it happened. It's around that CAC church, you know, when you're just, I think before you start to go straight to, you know, that CAC church around that, what's it called? After, when you leave Olushosu, the dump site, and you drive forward a bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
On the mainland.
So there's normally a traffic build-up around there. And constantly those boys will come out there, harass you in traffic. And that's sometimes I normally have cash. But what's the solution? You see, across that path, where you see there's bush or something there, just deploy police officers there.
Mm-hmm. And he said that there was a police station close to
No,
that
it's not
area.
about police station. We're saying deploy police officers to patrol. Not FRSC, no.
Okay.
These are criminals, but it's not a traffic crime. These are real thieves. Those boys, they have knives. The boys that came with it, they had knives. In fact, this boy just wanted to pick up something. And that's why, because they couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's why they took his side mirror. So what you do, deploy police around there so that when they strike, people can alert. So that's it. It's been happening there for so many years. I've been robbed. Like, you have to have money with you in the car to be able to give out to them.
Absolutely.
Okay, one small comment. Earlier on, I was saying when cows go must. It's actually elephants that go must. Shooting an elephant, George Orwell. I remember now. So, but in this particular case of cows, I didn't even know you were going to bring this story about cows. Did you notice that cows were walking in front of the World Trade Center? Yes. You people have been saying on this same table that, you know, herders, cattle herders are businessmen. Yes. Is it not possible that they have an engagement at the World Trade Center for sale? The location is quite appropriate.
You know, we are an agric-based economy. And because if we say Nigeria happen, they will say no.
This is World Trade Center.
This is World Trade Center. So please, the cows have rights. In fact, I think what they should do, Dr. Abati,
they are going to the market.
Dr. Abati,
the World Trade Center.
Is this the only one you saw? Was there not a picture of cows being sold in front of a bank?
Wow.
Here in Lagos. Wow. So that one too was there. So please, let's encourage more cows on the roads in Abuja because they should take over the roads. You know?
For the people who are complaining and all
why should
that,
they complain?
You know that cows are. These are senior citizens of
the
Nigeria.
Federal Republic of Nigeria.
These are senior citizens.
These are senior citizens.
Because when you see cows on the road, you park. You allow them to.
You respect them. That's just what you do.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Yes.